Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Scott's Soldiers. Today's episode was a suggestion put forward by Andrew Stevenson of Replica Toy Soldiers and Models. I'll leave a link to his website in the description paragraph where you can see some of his great collection. Andrew and I were talking about our respective collections, and he was showing me some of his stuff. Naturally, the conversation turned to display cases, a topic he thought some of you might enjoy. I haven't given much thought to this issue, but as many of you have noticed, I have several display cases, which allow me to display a portion of my collection. But Andrew brings up an important point. That is, why collect if you can't enjoy what you have, or at least enjoy the fruits of your collection, versus looking at them stacked in boxes in a closet or tucked away in your attic. So while this episode may help your insomnia, it may also help you get out the door to pick up that display case that you've had your eyes on but were hesitant to buy.
Over the course of the last 100 years, collectors have had a number of options on the how and what of displaying toy soldiers. I think every toy soldier author has touched on this subject in an effort to encourage collectors to display their figures and maximize the enjoyment of what they have amassed. I'm no different. I think a well thought out display of your figures is the icing on the cake. After all, aren't we all drawn to a display case with Roman legions, Napoleonic cavalry, Delhi Durbar, or marching bands? I know that when afforded the opportunity to see someone else's collection or visit a toy soldier store, it's the display that attracts me like a moth to the flame. Think about stores current and long gone, such as Peter Nathan Toy Soldiers, Scott Dummett Presents, King's Cross, King and Country Hong Kong. Display, display, display. Now let me address the bear that is always in the room. What material should a display case or unit be constructed of? Historically, there has been a bias against woods, primarily oak. The lead wrought, which was prevalent in many older pre-1966, pre-new toy soldier figures, was often blamed on oak wood, a primary material in many display cases of the day. But is this accurate? Or were there other issues at play here, such as the alloy mix, the casting process, paints used, moisture content, and other environmental causes? Personally, I don't believe there will ever be a definitive answer, and the seasoned collector is generally aware of lead rot and takes steps to minimize its occurrence, or at the very least, monitors their figures collection for any sign. Collectors I talk to take a witch's brew approach to protecting their figures, so it's become hard to say which preventative measure gives the highest degree of protection. But wood or wood composite display units, because of their strength, flexibility in design, and relatively low cost, appeals to many. Include glass panels and lighting, and you could be at IKEA buying any number of choices. So let's take a look at these display cases sold by this furniture store giant. What these display cases offer are low cost, relative ease of construction, in some cases lighting, and plenty of glass to let ambient light shine on your figures. I admit there is an almost instant gratification going this route. The downside might be the initial cost and getting the unit from the store to your residence. Another option is searching at thrift or second-hand stores for used furniture. Often you can find display cases, buffets, bookcases, or similar pieces. I stopped into a local outlet and voila, here were two choices. The advantage is the cost. Often these are sold at a fraction of their original retail price. The disadvantage is all sales tend to be final, with no delivery, and getting these pieces into your compact car and into your residence will be a challenge. And I can attest to that challenge. I needed a friend's North American pickup truck to get this piece home, and it just fit into the pickup. So logistics can and will be an issue. So what should you be looking for in a display case? Well, your options are really reduced to the space you have for a unit, the materials used, the number of shelves, the degree to which light can enter the display either through glass panels or if the unit has installed lighting. My personal thoughts are, the more glass, the better. After all, you want the figures to be seen with as much light as possible. I believe that glass shelves are the route to go, as the light can travel up or down the shelves more readily. But be aware, glass shelves have their own weight-bearing limits. Do not exceed the load-bearing capacity of these shelves, as the consequences will be catastrophic. The advantage of wooden shelves is their load-bearing capacity, but allowing light to pass is not one of them. So a lighter color wood on the interior or throughout the whole case would be preferable. The use of an open bookcase or a simple wall-mounted shelf is not to be rejected. These allow you to display and there is no barrier between the figures and you. However, the ability of dust to accumulate or an errant object like the family cat to come into contact with your parade of fusiliers is a factor you need to consider. I feel this is the point where I should return to the type of material used in the overall construction of a display case. I've already referred to the issue of oak wood vis-a-vis metal toy soldiers. On this topic, I'm unaware of any peer-reviewed scientific papers or journals on the subject, so I'm left with anecdotal or the personal experience of other collectors. While there are still oak display cabinets being built somewhere in the world and available on the market, there are plenty of other material choices. And again, I think of IKEA or other similar retail outlets which use metal or other types of wood such as pine, maple, or wood composites. Couple this with the modern alloys used in today's metal toy soldiers, and I think lead rot is no longer the issue we should be fixated on. Cost, yes. Alloy, no. I hope you found this informative or maybe reassuring that you didn't have to break the bank to display your soldiers. Finding the right venue will take some time and obviously space and money, but the rewards are there. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe buttons to help the channel grow. Until next time, keep collecting.